Welcome to my series of presentation on project appraisal. The objective of this video is to go through what is project appraisal, look at what is interest rate, how we can calculate simple interest rate and compound interest rate. Then we'll go through an example with simple and compound interest rate and look at the similarity and differences between the two. Okay, the first thing we will go through is what is project appraisal. Project appraisal is simply looking at the cash flows involved in a project and determining whether we should or shouldn't undertake this project. Okay, the next thing we'll look at is interest rate. We know that if we have a 10% interest rate and we put away $100 today, then in a year time we expect to get $110. Okay, so essentially interest rate allow our money to grow without doing anything if we put it in the bank. Okay, and this is quite an important idea when we look at the next video, in particular dealing with future and present values. Okay, so first thing we need to be able to do is calculate values based on simple interest rate and also using compound interest rate. Okay, so first thing we'll look at is the simple interest formula. The simple interest formula is I equals P times R times T, where P is the principal, the original amount, times R, which is the interest rate, times T, which is time. Okay, and by doing so we will be able to work out the interest amount. Okay, then the next thing we'll go through is compound interest. Compound interest equation is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T. When using compound interest rate, we should be aware that the solution that we find from this equation includes both the initial principal as well as the interest amount. Okay, so now we're going to go through an example with simple and compound interest, and we'll have a look at the similarity between the two and the differences. Okay, so in our example, we are told that Bill borrows some money from Bob, $5,000 at 10% for 2 years. And we want to work out how much Bill have to repay Bob at the end of the 2 years. Okay, so if we were to use this, we're going to go through this question using simple interest. We will simply use the equation I equals PRT. This will allow us to work out the interest amount that is required to repay. Okay, so we simply put in what we have. We have 5,000, which is a principal, times 10% times 2 years. And we get the interest amount to be 1,000. Okay, but the question asks us to find the total repayment, so we got to add the original $5,000 onto it, and we get the total repayment as 6,000. Okay, now if we were to redo the same question using compound equation, then we have the formula A equals P times 1 plus R to the T. Okay, remember with compound interest, when we find our solution, that is already the total repayment amount and we don't need to add the original on again. Okay, so once again we simply put in the value 5,000 times 1 plus 0.1 to the power of 2, and we get the total repayment as 6,500. As you can see, with compound equation, we will always get a higher total amount compared to simple interest, and this is purely because of the fact that when we deal with compound, the interest that we earn per year, we would also accumulate interest on that amount. Thank you.